Hola.
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 Bueno, I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish my previous class and it was so hard to say goodbye. And nobody wanted to leave the session. Like, okay. So it's a bunch of you already. Hola, Mateo.
Hello.
I just finished watching your dating show that I had not seen.
Something.
Muy bien, muy bien. So does anyone want to go first? With
None of my group is here yet, so I'll wait.
Yuri and Coco are together, right?
Yeah.
Anything you need? What I'm going to do today is to give you the ability to share screen with the rest of the class.
Okay.
So you can share whatever you want to do with the screen and project or whatever it's necessary.
Okay.
So if you're ready, we are ready.
Cool. Judy, do you want to share or do you want me to?
I don't have it pulled up, but I can get it if you don't either.
I do not.
Okay.
Which one was yours? Remind me again. The sonnet.
Yeah.
I have it here. Do you want me to share it?
If you want to, because we don't really need much else than just that Google Doc.
So just tell me what you want me to do. Let's scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down just a little bit more, please. Just to see the whole sonnet. Back up at the
red one.
Or red.
Just the black part at the beginning, I think.
This one, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about it.
You're good.
Okay.
So basically, I don't care. We were just gonna read the poem first. This is what we chose to adapt into a longer story, but we studied this in class when we were still in Spain. So I'll just read it first, and then we'll tell you what the story's about. Sweet dream it was, and also sweet affliction when I was dreaming that it was a dream. A sweet delight I take in what deceived me, if only that deception longer seemed. A sweet not being in myself I saw, every good thing I'd ever want to see. A sweet pleasure it was, though so intense, that sometimes it would just awaken me. O sleep, how much more gentle and delightful you'd be if you would only come so heavily, that with more calm you'd set me on your weight. For while in sleep, in short, I was in bliss, and it is right that one be blessed in lies, whose always be in truth unfortunate.
Right, so that's the sonnet by Juan Buscan that we read that kind of studies the difficulties with dreams versus reality in a way. It's talking about the narrator's difficulty with waking up from nice dreams because they have to wake up to a life that's not as nice as their dreams, and they're kind of like wishing that their dreams could be heavier and last longer. So then Judy and I, we wrote a short story that's about a character who has like these really vivid dreams about being an astronaut. And when in reality, he's a janitor and he's actually just lost his job. So to kind of escape that reality, he like tries to fall asleep and like go back to this reoccurring dream of being an astronaut, and it eventually like leads him into taking these sleeping pills at the end of the story, which kind of like leads to his like presumed death at the end.
Spoiler.
And the story's probably a little bit long to read right now, so you can read that whenever you have the time. But basically, we just took, like, the parts that I have there in red are parts that I took straight out of the poem, and then I kind of translated those into a part of the story. And so it was really just taking different ideas from the poem and making a story. And then kind of towards the end, I took it a little bit further than the poem had said, because the poem, like, he's just dreaming, but then in the story, he doesn't ever escape his dream. Like, he's there and he becomes trapped and basically loses his life.
Muy bien.
Right. So it like talks about the poem, but then goes a bit beyond it, talking about like the dangers of preferring dreams versus reality.
Muy bien. Anything you would like to ask to anyone? No? Okay. I have Alisa and Malia to go next. Do you want to share screen or?
Sorry, I was unmuted. Yes, I have it here, so I can share our literary yearbook, and then maybe Alyssa, you can share the Nearpod when we're done.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think you can, like, when we're done, Alyssa, you can like put it in the chat here, and then people can click on it.
Okay.
Do you want us? Sorry, I got here a little late. But did you want us to show our paper at all, or no?
No.
Okay. So
the paper is just for my enjoyment.
Okay. So we decided to do a literary yearbook, and let me figure out how to get this full screen. But okay, can you guys see this? Yes. Okay, so this is our literary yearbook. We did it on we made it the School of Alba, and so because the play was written in 1936, it's the senior class of 1935 to 1936, and so I don't know how to start. We decided to put like each of the characters in this yearbook and gave them certain roles that we thought that they would have had in a typical high school setting. So and we said, like, what an amazing 8 years, because of they were supposed to be in mourning for 8 years. So I don't know, Alyssa, do you want to do Bernarda?
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. So a message from like the headmistress, like I don't know about your guys' yearbooks, but at least in mine, like the principal wrote us like a whole letter about like how our lives are going to be and stuff. So like this was just like her point of view and how like they're going to go into the world and like how they should respect their elders, and that like death is like a very serious thing, and like they all went through a lot of like turmoil during this year, but they were the best 4 years that she thinks these kids had. And then it just tells them like she thanks them for the opportunity, and how like she like kind of like gives like a backhanded compliment in there too, saying how like some people from the class were like very distasteful, and it's just like talking about like her daughters, like what we saw during the play. And then she also talks about how like some of them won't have like a promising career. It just kind of shows like what kind of character she was and like how controlling and negative she was most of the time. So that was just like her standpoint, and then just a letter from her. And then for the staff members, we just chose like Maria Josefa, who was like her mother, and La Ponce, which is like we said them as like the school secretary and therapist. Like they weren't huge parts in the play, but they were substantial enough where they were always there for Bernarda, and they always were giving her advice when she needed it. And then we just put like little quotes. So for the mother, we said, I'm tired of feeling trapped in this school, which means like when she was really trapped in the house. So in the future, I'm hoping to retire and find a husband, have a family of my own. So when she kind of has like that like mental break in the play, we just like played that as well. And then for La Poncia, I aim to always be the voice of reason. I'm always here for my students. I'll be them whatever they need. She kind of was the voice of reason for Bernarda, and was always there to either reassure her or like suggest another way to deal with the daughters, which was like pretty significant to the story.
Yeah. And then she like was like the only one that would really like stand up to Bernarda Alba. So we just like included like maybe someday I'll become headmistress. So like this school is like the house of Bernarda Alba. So then the senior class, we'll start with so for the students, we did a senior superlative for each one of them, like you typically have in a yearbook. And so it's like kind of like they're most likely to like traits that we took from what we read. So Angustias, her superlative is the teacher's pet. And her quote, they were kind of all based on like graduating and like what they're looking forward to in the future. And so this quote was, honestly, this year was pointless for me. I'm already at the top of my class and I'm going to inherit millions from my father. My only goal is to marry Pepe and start a family. So we just took that because she was the one with the dowry, and she just wants to get married. And then Adela, her superlative was the most promiscuous because obviously her affair with Pepe. And so her quote was, I'm going to college so I can meet the man of my dreams. I just want a man to love me as much as I love him. I'm tired of being with men that can't commit to a long-term relationship. And yeah, and then Pepe, I couldn't find a picture of someone who played Pepe on the internet, so we have Federico as Pepe. But his superlative was the class flirt because he flirted with multiple women and had the affair with Angustias and Adela. And his quote was, I want to go to college to get into a fraternity. I'm not really looking to settle down with anyone right now. I'm just looking forward to meeting single girls when I get to college. Yeah, and then I'll do one more. So, and then we have Materio, I can never say her name, Materio. And her superlative was the class clown because she stole that picture from Angustias, I believe, Angustias. And her quote was, I don't understand why girls are so obsessed with Pepe, but they will learn what it's like to lose the love of their life, love of their lives, whatever that means.
And then for the bottom two, Amelia, I didn't really think she was that like huge to the story. So we said she was like the biggest gossiper because she did like kind of talk about her sisters at times. And then Magdala, she was the one that was always sleeping. I thought her character was kind of weird. She just was always asleep and like always wanted to go back to bed. So we just kind of made her like most likely to fall asleep in class because she literally would be complaining about them waking her up. So I just thought that went really well with how she was portrayed. So yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah, anything else you want us to cover, Maria?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and then if everyone can just go to Nearpod and then type in this code, just so you can leave them a little message for their graduating year and like sign your name, and that'll be that. So
yeah, this is our like autographs page. Oh wait, can you put the link in here, Alyssa?
Oh yeah, I can do it.
But yeah, this is like our virtual like autograph page of our yearbook, so you guys can like give them a little message of like maybe advice for the future. But yeah, that was just our way to make this presentation interactive. So yeah.
Muy bien. One thing that I would like to say that maybe we have not discussed yet, the reason why you didn't find any pictures of Pepe playing or somebody playing Pepe is because he's never on stage.
Oh.
Pepe never appears on stage. He's always around. They are talking about him all the time, but he's never actually on stage. We never see him. Okay. I think you need more than that, Alisa, for the link.
Oh, I don't.
Then you go to students, and then you just put in a code.
Right. So
it should come up.
Oh yeah, Coco's on it. People are here. Okay. Cool.
And then, do you want me to share my screen again so we can see what everyone's doing?
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, is it not sharing?
Oh, this is so cute.
There we go. Okay. Can you guys see it? Oh yeah. There's our yearbook. Yeah, that was a fun project.
Yeah.
Defy the rules and live life with color. Nice. Tags, I love it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, muy bien.
Cool. Should I think that's all we're gonna get. Oh, I like that one. Don't listen to your mother.
That's good. Have a great summer. Nice.
Have a great summer.
Oh yeah, that's our presentation.
Muy bien, chicas.
Oh, here, I'll stop sharing it now. Thank you, guys.
Vale. Mateo, who is in your group?
Anna, Chloe, and Apana.
I shared the thing with you this morning. I'm not sure. Did you get that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Did you share with me? Okay, sorry.
No worries. We can also screen share and do the presentation.
It's here. I was just wondering. I think I have it. See?
See.
Yeah.
Okay. You know our names. We did casting of La Casa de Bernarda Alba. Next slide, please. Okay, so starting with Bernarda, we wanted to capture her like fierce and influential and commanding manner, as being like the matriarchal tyrant of the house. And so we were looking for actresses who are also older, as she was a little bit older. And so we found Maggie Smith as an ideal Bernarda because her roles in Harry Potter as Professor McGonagall and what's her name in Downton Abbey, she was like this very like stern and controlling character we thought could like adjust to being a little bit more harsher. She was like a step away from being a full-on Bernarda. And so we thought she could entertain like that icy glare with the fire to back it up. So we cast her as Bernarda because as in the picture, she looks like she could do some damage. So for Pepe, because like you said, he was never shown on screen or anything. He didn't have any lines. He was just the heartthrob of the neighborhood. We just found a very handsome man. I had a lot of fun doing this actually. So I chose Johnny Depp, a young Johnny Depp, because he looks pretty attractive. Since there's no actual character traits, he's just an attractive guy. But yeah, we were also considering like a young Antonio Banderas and some other Spaniard looking men. But yeah, so we did. And then for Maria Josefa, we chose Helen Mirren. Maria Josefa's character is an older woman that Bernarda basically just kept up locked in the back of the house. she was going slightly senile. She kind of just spoke and just said whatever, but there was some wisdom in it. She was almost like an oracle in some way, while still appearing as a sweet, harmless grandmother. But she can't put up a good fight, according to La Pancha. So we chose Helen Mirren because she was able to illustrate, that senseless but also innocent older woman manner, we thought, and like her roles just across Hollywood were pretty indicative of that. So.
So I realized that we actually cast a lot of Harry Potter characters, but it was fitting. So we thought Emma Watson would be a good Adela. Am I saying her name right? Just because she's the youngest daughter and she's a free, defiant spirit. I thought this picture captured her well. It's actually from Little Women. And Emma Watson has played a lot of roles where she's like this intelligent, thoughtful, witty, and like strong character. And I just thought that is fitting. And her role in Hermione stuff, she just doesn't like conform to anything, and she stands up for what she believes in. So Lena Headey, she is Cersei from Game of Thrones, and I always think Angustius as like I thought this was fitting. Because I don't know, like I feel like you can kind of feel bad for Cersei, and she is always just like kind of wanting to like climb the social ladder and get out of the house, and Angustius is very sad and vengeful, and so is Cersei. We just thought it was a pretty fitting character to play her. Magdalena, here's my other Harry Potter reference, but she's kind of like bitter and angry with the society and the house, but she does kind of accept her role as like a woman in society or whatever, and she's aware of the social construct. And so we cast Helena Bonham Carter because her role as Bellatrix in Harry Potter, she kind of conforms to Voldemort and is a follower and stuff like that, even though she's angry and troubled, but she still conforms.
Oops, sorry. And then we did Selena Gomez as Amelia because Selena's just played a lot of roles as like a drama queen sister in Wizards of Waverly Place and stuff, where she started. And she also played Cinderella in another Cinderella story, and I just feel like she could do a good job of being like very frightening and gossipy and kind of like still conforming to what Bernarda asked, but still like mean in a way. And then we did Anna Kendrick as Martirio, because she's played a lot of roles as like the hero or like the good guy, but I think she's a great actress to portray the corrupt nature. And the character is described as like unhappy and sickly, and she's definitely like very manipulative in the way she treats her sisters and her mom. So I just think she would do a good job of like being that character. And lastly, we have Judi Dench as La Poncia, because she's a very dynamic actress and she can definitely convey the bitterness that La Poncia feels towards Bernarda, and just the way that Bernarda treats her, I think she'd be able to still be a great servant to Bernarda, but also show that like she's kind of like fed up with how she's been treated.
Very good.
So for most of this, like it was kind of like it was a fun task to do, casting, of course, but basically in total what we did was just we took the similarities of the characteristics of them, and then we just kind of envisioned who we thought like fit the role when you're reading it. Because I don't know about you guys, whenever I read a book, like I kind of set something in my mind of who looks like what, XYZ. So we kind of just put that onto paper. So it was fun though. I like this activity.
Yeah, it was harder than I thought it would be, like, because it's kind of like you have to cast like an ugly role or like someone who's mean, but just like doing it based off of the characters that they've already played made it easier.
Yeah.
Muy bien. Muy bien. So we have Colleen and Sun. Sun, I cannot see you.
Sorry, I didn't want to show my face. It's early, but I'll open it.
Bueno. I have also your presentation ready. Do you want me to show it to the class, or you prefer to do it yourself?
Could you possibly share it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So are you two ready? Vale.
So, Colleen and I chose to do ours on like the current time period and social media, and we decided to use Bernarda in this situation, just because in the play she really had like this behavior that I think was more towards that time period and that time era. So she was like really strict and she wanted discipline, and she wanted her kids to basically behave in like a certain way, and they were kind of repressed in different ways, like their desires or relationships or anything that they really wanted to do in life. So wait, I'm sorry, can I go to the next screen, or is like, how does that work? So like I said, she was just primarily very strict and disciplined, but she was very self-sufficient in a way, to a way that made sense to her. I think it really made sense to her daughters. They kind of did what they wanted. So we decided we were going to make her more modern and use this time period to really change the way she would raise her daughter, and she would be more of a feminist, and she would be more open-minded, and she would actually encourage her daughters to be more free and open-minded and kind of pursue things that in the past she probably would have never allowed. She didn't really even allow them to leave the house. Colleen, can you go to the next page, or someone, or this works?
Next one?
Yes. Well, this is good. So these are just kind of the bullet points that I went over, how the daughters would be raised now. They would be, I think, more uplifted and empowered, and I don't even think the ending would have been the same way with the accidental death. I think her youngest daughter would have actually been like more open with Bernarda, and she wouldn't have been even in the situation to like act, irrationally and just like go upstairs and like kill herself over a guy. She'd probably like go to Bernarda and be like, Mom, like this is what happened, and Bernarda would probably give her advice, but at the same time Bernarda still has that she kind of still has that like harshness to her in the way that she would probably just be like, this is the reality of it, but I want you to still do what you want at the end of the day. So with this, we decided we wanted to incorporate making a Twitter, and she would be like encouraging her daughters every day, saying like really encouraging things, and that other feminist moms would look up to her, and her daughters would think it was really cool that she was like trendy and like to use Twitter. So if you could go to the next page. Everyone can go on Twitter and kind of just look at her tweets and some of the quotes that she likes to use and post, and then Colleen will explain some more on that.
Colleen, are you sharing something?
Yes. Did you finish the PowerPoint, son?
Yeah, I was just saying that we can all go on Twitter and go to her handle.
So her Twitter, we talked about how she would use her platform to like be a voice for other women and like be empowering for other women. And we even talked about if like other women reached out to her, she would help them and like be empowering. And we tweeted some of these pictures that we thought these quotes would like go along with what she would like and stuff like that. And we even tweeted stuff about like her daughters and stuff that her daughter said. Or one tweet was like, me and my daughters are attending the Women's March today, stuff like that.
Is that all?
I think that is all, if any. I mean, it's a more interactive type of activity, so if anybody wants to comment or, you know, just mention on the post or hashtags or what you think of like new Bernarda, like her new parenting style.
Muy bien.
But that was about it we had for our project. It was pretty fun.
Vale. I think we only have Ian left of this group at least, but we are running out of time and I don't want to like interrupt any of the projects. So we leave this session and start a new one if that's okay.
Okay.
I'll see you in a second. Hola. Are we all back? Mate is not here yet. Colleen and Son still missing. Okay, just 1 second. Is there anything, girls and Ian, sorry, you want to ask? About the class, about the activities, about the exam?
Are we gonna have time to talk about like what the formatting of the exam is gonna be like?
It's going to be almost the same as the midterm in the format, I mean.
Okay.
So it will be like making connections pretty much between different works and discussing like certain points of each of them. and then one work analysis, and I will give you different options to work on the different text. The only difference is that I have a few things to tell you. That I will be available on Zoom around the time that we usually have our our conferences, the same day of the exam. So it will be 6:30 on Thursday. Yeah, we have our exam next Thursday, right? And then I will be available from around 6:30 on the same link and everything. Okay, just in case you have some questions you would like to talk about, or that they are not maybe too clear for you, to make sure to, maybe if you need me to calm you down because of you're nervous or something like that, I thought it would be a better option rather than just writing and then maybe I don't see it or something like that. Vale? I think we're all back.
Wait, sorry, can you say that one more time? What,
Which part?
just, my dad just came in and was talking for a sec. The part about like the exam, and how are we doing it differently than the midterm?
Well, it's going to be pretty much the same format, but the only difference is that I decided it would be maybe better if I was available through Zoom in a like live conversation, and we can do one-to-one or something like that. Like, I don't understand it. What do you mean by this? Do you want me to do this instead of that? Things like that. Okay. Vale. What else? Let me see something.
And so we're just going to be reviewing until then?
Yeah, some of you still need to complete some of the activities. And then if you have any more like questions or anything like that, I will be here. But other than that, we are not meeting again. Is that what you're asking?
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. I wanted to show you something.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is because with the midterm you released it like on Monday and then it was due on Wednesday. Is it going to be the same thing with that, so that we have like a couple of days to work on it, or is it going to be just Wednesday?
You're going to have 24 hours. And also there is going to be a difference in that they will start 5 p.m. my time until 5 p.m. the next day.
Okay.
Okay, so it will be 5 p.m. Thursday until 5 p.m. Friday.
Gotcha.
Because I think that adjusts a bit better to your time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the midterm, I think I had it 12 until 12, like midday, and it's too early for you, so you won't be online until much later. So I think it's almost like a waste of time.
Okay.
Vale? A few things that I wanted to tell you is, let me share it with you. I don't know if you have seen it, but I have added like a final goodbye activity. And the idea is to share like a very, very short video here. And if you click here, it's all the instructions are here. It's very simple, but you have all the instructions. But I thought it would be a good opportunity to say goodbye to everyone. And it just needs to be like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, maybe a minute, just to share your experience in the course. And as I said, to say goodbye to the rest of the class. And also, I went to back. Okay. I also added this link to a feedback page. It's there for all my classes, all my students, and it includes, yeah, okay. It includes just a couple of questions about the class. And as I said, it's for all my classes, all my students, and it's in English, regardless of the language you have my classes with you, because my point is not to test your Spanish per se, but I want to receive like your feedback, and I think you would feel more comfortable writing in your own language, okay? So it's basically things that you like the most, things that you didn't enjoy that much, things that maybe you thought you could have done differently, and maybe some resources, dynamics, strategies, something that we didn't use and maybe you think would have been useful, and any other comment, okay? It's completely anonymous, so you can add whatever you want, okay? Bien, so I think it's only Ian left to present. ¿Sí? Bueno, also, do you mind if I share some of the projects or part of your projects online? Is it okay? ¿Sí? Perfecto, muy bien. And do you want to introduce, I have your video already. Do you want to introduce anything about it, Ian?
Yeah, sure. So I wrote a song based on the novel Don Quixote. It's just gonna kind of.
Not Bernarda Alba.
No. I mean, that would have been a pretty spicy song too. But for this one, I just kind of wanted to capture the kind of feeling of the novel. You're kind of like adventuring through the Spanish countryside, and I don't know, just yeah, I don't really have much to say about it.
Okay, vale. So let's see.
The audio doesn't translate super well over Zoom, but
Don Quixote, I fight for justice and truth. Say the word and I'll be there. Of ages, their blood flows through me too. I'm the answer to your prayers. Faithful Sancho, I'll keep you right by my side. Together we will save the world. None shall stop me, although many have tried. Seems to me absurd. Forced me into a brawl. They ran me out of town. Evil magic must have corrupted them all. It's the same in every village around. Inside our heart, frozen mighty giants spin their powerful arms. The legion to give them a chance. We must stop them, or they'll lay waste to the farms. Sancho, fetch me my lance. Here's some armies closing in on both sides. You tell me they're just cheap. Here is Sancho, they're playing tricks on your eyes. You should really get more sleep. Stop till I die. Won't stop till I
And yeah, there was like some drums and like a bass line in there. It don't really come through the thing, but you guys get the idea. If you guys want to listen to the real thing, it's
Do you want me to share the link?
yeah, sure, yeah. I can share it too.
You're such a good singer.
Thank you.
That was
You have
awesome.
such a beautiful voice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know. I'm in a lot of choirs and stuff, so it's just kind of naturally happened by itself. I don't know.
Muy bien. I really, really loved it. I really
Thank
liked
you.
it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeet.
And I have to say, I cried a little bit.
Oh wow! Oh my goodness, that makes me feel so good actually. Because like when you listen to something so many times, you kind of like lose all kind of like what, like is this good? Is this anything? You know?
The lyrics were beautiful, the voice perfect, and
Oh, thank you.
congratulations. I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't want to tell you in advance so that you wouldn't be nervous or anything.
Oh man, that actually makes me feel. I worked pretty hard. Probably too hard. But thank you very much.
It sounds like the theme song to a TV show.
Yes, it does.
I thought at the beginning, I thought you were sharing with me some song you had found about it. And then I recognized your voice and it's, no. Really, really
Yeah,
cool.
I had to like go into the really tiny closet to record that. But yeah, anyway.
You have to be proud. It's a very beautiful song. Muy bien.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad it's good. Or like, I'm so tired. I stayed up pretty late doing that. Ugh.
Muy bien.
I love doing that kind of thing. So.
I think it's also the perfect ending for today for our classes. And it's going to be really hard to say goodbye. Anything you would like to say or ask?
I don't know about the rest of the class, but like this was definitely like the best class for me, and especially like with the online platform. You did a really good job of having us like come together once a week, and just the way you did everything online was like, it was very easy to understand compared to my other teachers. Like I have 2 teachers that I still haven't seen their faces since I left Spain. So
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it so much.
I'm going to really, really miss you. And despite all the circumstances and everything, I really, really enjoyed working with you and seeing you every week, as you mentioned, and being in contact somehow. So I'm still here, and anytime, anything you need, just contact me, and we will see a way to see each other, and we can always organize literary meetings.
Book club.
And are you ready for our picture?
Okay, yep.
Do your first.
Mateo looks all dressed up.
Dress up.
You need your tie.
I'm wearing sweatpants.
Muy bien. Chicos. ¿Otra? One more, just in case.
Wow.
What is that
Also,
one supposed to mean? Mateo?
The last day we were there, like a Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
when I left, I saw you coming in. I wasn't leaving your class out of.
You were with that, and I remember.
But then I was also like, man, I might go home soon, and so I wanted to go to lookout, and it wasn't anything against you.
No,
we felt so bad when we were walking out. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Terrible. I just want to say that.
It was such an unexpected situation for everyone, literally everyone. But I think we managed quite well.
I couldn't figure out online classes for the first 2 weeks. I never knew what time they were.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Me neither.
I didn't even know
I knew. I didn't know.
Those first couple of weeks were insane.
I had no idea what anything
was. It would be
was.
so simple. I was like, oh, you're just gonna watch videos online. Who knew it was gonna be that hard to figure out?
I know. Me too.
Yeah, but that's sorry.
Oh, even after now we've done this for so long, the time difference still gets me. For some classes, I'll be like, oh my God, I have an assignment due in an hour. I forgot about the time difference.
I thought I would be good enough at basic math to subtract 7, but I have not. I've missed too many things.
Yeah, but that's something, as I said, we never expected, and we kind of assumed that you were all going to be quite, what's the word? Handy,
discombobulated.
Skilled to move around the platform. So I think we should have dedicated maybe a couple of days introducing you to the platform, but we assumed that you were going to be more familiarized, I guess. And we started straight away with contents and everything. Oh, well. Chicos, I don't want to end session. It's no. So as I said, congratulations one more time. You've been doing a really, really good job. And I wasn't very sure at the beginning if I would get the same results being in the distance as I would get in live classes or when you are present in class. But as for me, I'm really, really happy with the job that you did. So congratulations. It's not easy. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Best English class I've taken. So nice.
Thank you. And anything you need before the exam, just contact me through CLM Virtual and I'll try to solve your questions, okay?
Awesome.
Okay.
Muy bien, chicos. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
This is so sad.